we've got your answer in the Xavier collection. It's about context. It's about how these stones are set. It's about how you wear them. I always tell the story about how a girl that I saw at a Sunday brunch restaurant, she was wearing khakis, shorts, a white button-down shirt, some cute shoes, nothing fancy, and a fancy designer bag. And you know what she had on? Diamond stud earrings, diamond ring, diamond bracelet. There was no way to tell if they were real, right? It's about how you wear it. Yes, with your khaki shorts for brunch on Sunday, why not? For 300 people, we have your created gem, as in created sapphire, and absolute scalloped ring. Well, you know, it doesn't get better than this when it comes to that sapphire, that ability to acquire a sapphire of this quality at $79, and then this setting, which really, look at that, is layer upon layer. I love the way you've done this. Thank you, Franz Xavier, for all of this beauty.
Right, this is a classic piece, particularly if you really love the deep blue Ceylon sapphire that is so rare and so difficult to find. Now, this is a totally believable size, and I really love the way we've mounted it in a setting that is spectacular for what we are trying to present. It's done in a brocade pattern. It almost is like layer upon layer of brocade. It's very Bombay. It has a beautiful feel to it, a beautiful look to it, has a very finished backplate, so it feels very good. This is the kind of piece that you'll wear every day, everywhere, and you'll identify it with it as the kind of piece that you feel very comfortable in, and it also is very expressive of everything your jewelry is all about. Very classy, very beautiful.
Well, it calls your name. It calls your name. Maybe this is reminding you of the ring you had hoped had been your wedding ring, or it was, and you lost it, or you are appreciating its vintage feel and nature, and that's why it looks a lot like the ring your grandmother had. Whatever the story is, you'll have your own, but the fact is that to be able to have that quality, that specialty of a created ruby that does look like the world's finest, married with your absolute, as in the look of the flawless diamond, diamonds for, okay, I know it's silly, but $20 to get these at home. And then if you're using your HSN card, it's the extra flex payment. There have been so many times when I've been gathered together, either at a networking event or dinner with friends, girlfriends, and we're sitting around and maybe someone's introduced a new girlfriend, right? Hi, it's great to meet you. What do you do? Da, da, da. And then people will start talking, as they do, about their jewelry or whatever. There have been so many times when people who didn't know what I did for a living have put out their hands and show, oh, this old thing? Can you believe it? It was $79. And I'm like, oh, I can believe it. I recognize that ring. But it's a little bit of bragging rights to your other girlfriends who love the hunt. But it's also when you're out to dinner, when you are at that interview, when through your day, you're not necessarily, you know, chatting it up. You're just doing your thing, but you're wanting to look nice. This is when this jewelry really represents who you are on a daily basis without it having to be something that wears you. Because this ring, if I bought it and it was $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, depending on the quality of the stones, $35,000, $45,000, I'm not kidding, I wouldn't wear it out. It would be like in the vault.
It's so sweet. I mean,
this is
this is the kind of piece that you're really going to love and appreciate and cherish, because we loved making it and bringing it to life.
It shows.
And it not only is it representative of a period, but it's representative of styling that never goes out of style. That the young people will wear, because actually, to my unbelievable surprise, my kids who are in their 20s have really begun to appreciate what I do. It took a while, but
when did you start?
Early.
Right, so they were like 9 when you started, so okay, it makes sense, and now they're into it. Okay, wrapping it up, we are getting limited on some of the sizes here. Very attractive, and if you can do the Eternity Band, I hope you will at the same time, so you can get that whole look.